Up next, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to the Queen City of Cincinnati and Paul Brown Stadium right on the banks of the Ohio River. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Godden. To my left, Charles Davis. And Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This one taken from the 7. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Here come the Bengals now to take over. They'll be led out by the former Texas Christian University Horned Frog, Andy Dalton.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
The numbers for Mixon last week, 18 carries, 59 yards, and a touchdown.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on it. He takes care of the football, he gains yardage for him, chews up clock, and that's been a big part of why they're winning games lately.
And he's dropped right at the 40, gain of 3.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Strong start by this defense. 3rd and short, they go with a run. Stonewalled for no gain.
I played for a guy.
And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. Anxious moments there on the fake, but they do get just enough to pick up the first down. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. A look now at the defensive starters for Philadelphia. They were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And the big difference in the game, their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it? And now to the air, Dalton. That's complete to John Ross. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. A little bit of space there for the first down run as that's going to get him about 5 yards. Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. He'll let this go end zone for Green. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. A pickup of 5 that time and a first down.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, 2nd catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. Dalton able to hit Ross. That's complete. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came to...
Complete to John Ross. He's out of bounds.
Move.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Wentz on the bootleg. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Here's Wentz to throw. He's going to float this one deep into double coverage, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Well, what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here in the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position after a turnover. I feel like I might have a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn it into an interception. He'll go to the check.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And nothing but daylight ahead. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. So a pick 6 there out of the nickel package. They went with 5 DBs.
Almost becoming the base package in the NFL is the nickel. Hard to throw against. That was demonstrated one more time. A pick 6 going the other way.
Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And out now, here come the Bengals. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Escaping the pressure right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. 3rd down from the gun, Dalton.
Even though that one was incomplete, you could see the training that went into that play. He gets out of the pocket, ends up moving to his right. All he's trying to do...
Play fake. Here's Dalton. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Fletcher Cox, the former Mississippi State Bulldog, ringing the cowbell there on the sack. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 17. Throwing. Dalton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brandon Graham able to record his 5th sack of the season. They'll give it to Mixon. He spins free, and he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. And on his way to the end zone, shedding the tackle, he would not be denied.
That's what's called finishing the run, making sure you power your way through. One-on-one tackle.
We pick it up second quarter here as the offense gets ready for the drive. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
You better talk to your boy.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross, his 1st touchdown on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can...
Throwing on second down. Wentz. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's an Eagles 1st down on a gain of 11. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Wentz now on 1st down. The Sanders has got it complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Shakes off the sack. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Bengals going to use the 1st of their timeouts, as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the 1st half of play. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this 1st half. The Eagles send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
So nothing separating these two teams as we head to the break all square. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentator, Brandon Cotton and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Here's Sanders, and he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Carlos Dunlap, the Florida Gator, chopping his way to the quarterback. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Wentz. Well, that's complete to Sanders. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 46. A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Wentz now to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Lamb. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 27-yard line. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Working from the gun. Wentz. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Malik Jackson, the 6'5" D tackle with a sack.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Wentz on the draw, leaves it for Sanders. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. The kick by Bryant is good. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. Well, they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
This will be fielded at the 8. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Here we go with a player spotlight, and we shine that spotlight on Andy Dalton. And boy, Charles, they have to find a way to just get him some time to breathe back there. He's been pressured throughout this game.
And I'll bet in his mind he's thinking the focus shouldn't be on how many times I've gone down. It's where is it happening? Where are the breakdowns up front? He'll never say it publicly because good leaders don't do that. But they've got to figure out what's happening in the offensive line to keep people away from him so he actually has a chance to throw the football, because so far that has not been the case.
5 full sacks against him. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
That coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, but when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Dalton bootlegs out. He completes it to Boyd. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run. He's coming.
It's Mixon on the counter. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Let's go. Hey, we got number 53.
3rd and 2 for Dalton. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He made his first attempt, this from 45. Sanders' kick is good, and that's going to tie things at 20. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue, because you know after the sack there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. The Eagles on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3, and he connects with Ertz. An Eagle first down, Wentz to Ertz. Wentz now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Another run here with Sanders. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll run on 1st down. It's Sanders. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. From midfield, here's Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down. Wentz now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Open man is Arcega-Whiteside. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line.
Downfield, offense.
Now those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there.
Here we go, Pac-Man.
Wentz on the give to Sanders. Give him a couple on the run there. It'll be 2nd and 13. They'll go again with Sanders. And that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he's stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. The Eagles on 3rd down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is going to be 3rd and 13. To throw is Wentz. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Lamb. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the 1st down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted them, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
They make a good bit of that yardage back as they're set up in much better shape now for 2nd and goal. After the penalty, it's Mixon. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A.J. Green, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Here we go.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wentz, throw left side complete. It's Lamb. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
50. Back man. 180. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. To throw, it's Wentz. It's caught by Sanders. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back 1st downs. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes us 2nd and 9. Wentz going to throw. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Throwing is Wentz. And that is incomplete.
I'd love to know what he's saying in the huddle now to his guys up front, because it's been a steady stream of pressure on him this entire game. That time, able to avoid the sack, but he's got to talk to his offensive line and say, guys, just a couple seconds extra, please.
He's checking.
Going for it with Sanders. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. It's an Eagles 1st down on a gain of 11. I love those plays. 4th and 1. That's who wants it more, this time the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage, and move the other side backwards? We saw it there for the offense getting it done.
Right back to Sanders on 1st down. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. Now Wentz signaling frantically, let's get to the line. He's back to throw. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. To throw is Wentz. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Back to throw.
Partner.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Zach Ertz, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles have retaken the lead.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Bryant tacks on the extra point, so it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try on 4th. Here's Dalton. Got a man. It's wrong. The 45 before being tackled. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. All right, here's Dalton. Open man is Uzama. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. He'll look to throw. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And this kick is not going to get there. It's short and no good. Well, they got themselves in position to at least entertain the thoughts of an overtime, but as it turns out, it was not meant to be, Charles.
And you feel bad for a kicker in this spot. He's going to have to shoulder a lot of the blame, but in reality, this will be a team loss. They didn't do enough collectively to get the job done.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Wentz with a kneel down, and that will be the final act of this game. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory.